Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. So the music I'm using is Christmas music. It's called Canon Bells by someone called Ronald Jenkees, Jenkees. That's Ronald Jenkees. He, I believe, is autistic, so if you ever see him on YouTube, but his music is pretty amazing, and he does it all himself. He doesn't just do an AI thing. He's been doing music for many, many years before AI even came along. Okay, so this video is going to be about internal silence and why and how it's so powerful. So if you have any questions, just go ahead and ask in the description box or in the section below, the comment section. So one of the reasons I'm using this music is, number one, it's Christmas, and to be honest with you, I'm actually just realizing it now, is it's a very relaxing song. Now this has everything to do with what this video is about. Okay, so I'm going to use some words which you may never have noticed before. You probably heard them. You probably heard women say them, but your ears heard them. It vibrated on your eardrum, but it didn't go past that. Because love is what these words are all about. This is what love is to a woman. This is what makes a woman feel love and also to feel comfortable with you. And that's a very important step before a woman will open up emotionally to you. Alright, let me start off there. So with women, there's a series of steps. Essentially, there's two steps before you have sex. When women first meet you, they're not going to be comfortable. So they have the door closed to their emotions and their heart. By the way, the music is going to go down right now. So essentially when a woman meets you, even if you've been dating her for a while, even if you've been married, you've been gone all day, whenever she first recontacts or connects with you, she has her shields up, her emotional shields, so the doors are closed to her heart. So you need to be in a comfortable place. Meaning you need to be open, you need to be what we call emotionally grounded, and that's one of the phrases, emotionally grounded. Okay? So when you're emotionally grounded and calm, it's like, think of it as energy, like atoms and electrons vibrating and going spinning in circles, right? When that energy is vibrating at a level where it makes her feel comfortable, she'll open up eventually her heart to you. Now, why is this important? Because the way a woman connects with you sexually is, first she has the shields up, meaning she's in her head, which is not where women like to be. They don't like to be stuck in their head. So once they feel comfortable, that shield, it's literally in their forehead, it opens up, and then she drops down into her heart. And once she feels comfortable with you, she will open up her heart. So the shield, the door opens up, and now you can connect on an emotional level. Now, why is this important? Because this is a way a woman connects with you emotionally and then sexually. So first it's mental, forehead. Second, emotional, heart. Third, her groin. Okay, so her body. This is literally the process that you need to take a woman through. Now, showing you how to take her through this process is a little bit more difficult than a single video, but I'm going to give you a really powerful key concept and understanding. So you'll have an idea of at least what direction to go in and why. There's an actual purpose behind this. Okay, I'm going to share something with you. This is not coming from ego at all. If you do a training with me, you will see this again and again and again. It's just everywhere I go. Women are drawn to me. Women want to talk to me. They want to touch me. And now you're going to be like, well, God, you're 57 years old. You've got a belly and your hair's thinning and your teeth are kind of ground down. And like, what is it about you? I don't get it. You're not tall. You're not rich. So let me finish off the first piece. So essentially what women want to do, they want to connect with you emotionally first. If you don't do this, she will not have sex with you. Okay? Now here's the funny thing. You want to connect with her emotionally as well. The difference is you connect from your groin, which is her 3, to your 2, which is her 2, the heart. So you go from the groin, which is your number 1, to your heart. after you have sex, after you have an orgasm, you open up emotionally because there's chemicals that are released into your bloodstream when you have an orgasm. And these chemicals relax everything, your brain, your mind, your heart, your muscles, everything. And you relax. In fact, most men get so relaxed, they go to sleep. All right, now let's get to it. So pickup artist courses, they tell you the exact wrong thing to do. I mean, it is so bizarre watching these guys. See, pickup artist courses, I'm going to say it really briefly, is those are men teaching men how to pick up on men. And you're like, wait, what? What I mean is, on an unconscious level, we are wired neurologically for sex and love the way we are wired. So we assume, well, that's the way she's wired too. No, she's wired in the complete opposite direction in every way, not just the one, mental, emotional, sexual, but in every way. Her mating system's connected to a different part of her brain, and on and on. They speak a different language. They use a different part of the brain to process information and communication and body language. I teach all of this to you in my course called Cracked Female Code. So here's the reason why I teach all this, is because her mating system is wired to the right brain's communication center. So if you don't speak her language, it's not going to get turned on. In fact, if you speak the male language, it's literally going to disconnect her from her mating system, which means you turned her off. Okay, so that's not what we want to do. We want to connect her to her mating system. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give a discount on my book, Cracked Female Code, and I may include the ultimate package too, which is where you get all my books and the body language book. Okay, so the code is going to be return to power, one word, return to power. Another offer I want to make you, I'm making on my other YouTube channel. So if you just have questions or you have a situation you want to talk about, normally I charge $250 per session. Okay, I'm doing a Christmas special between now and Christmas. I may extend it to the 31st of December. The price is going to be $79. So you get a full session of an hour and 15 minutes up to an hour and a half. Now the Crack the Female Code course is about 38 to 40 hours long. So it is a commitment. You come in, you do the training. We can do it one-on-one. We do small groups once in a while, etc. So if you have questions, we can talk about that later. And I'm also going to offer a discount, a major discount on my Cracked Female Code course. Again, you have to maybe not take it between now and the 31st, but you do have to make a down payment and make a commitment date that you're going to come in and take the training. There's going to be some pre-training. Number one, you have to read my book, Cracked the Female Code, before you take the training. It prepares your mind. We will also do 4 phone sessions before you come in because we want to get you rolling before you come in. That way we don't have to rush the training. Alright, so let's get back to what we were talking about. So the course, again, it's about love, understanding, communication, and also sex. There's something that leads women to sex, and it's something you can begin to I don't want to use the word control because one of the keys is letting go of control, and that's what makes a woman come to you and it makes her feel more sexual and sensual with you. So we'll teach you that in the course. I'm going to read off something I wrote last night, which was to kind of give me notes about this video, and then I'm going to talk about some of the words that women are very drawn to. Again, it's going to kind of shock you because your brain doesn't get stimulated by these words because you're not connected neurologically the way she is. Alright, let me say something based on that. Now, here's the funny thing. The reason why guys love pickup artist courses is because your brain is wired that way. It makes sense to you. But when you go use it, it's like, okay, this isn't really working. But one thing men do, it's literally what the left brain does. You lie to yourself about your results. With me, I'm like, okay, and I'll get guys that'll say, oh yeah, I did this pickup artist course. I did this. I'm really good at it. It really works. I'm like, cool, fly in. I'll take you to a club in the city and you can show me how it works. And they're like, see, in my course, there is no there is results. It's not only results for you, but everyone around you is going to see it. In fact, all of my clients, the first thing they say to me about 6 weeks later, like, dude, my buddies are just hitting me up like, what the hell are you doing? Now, what I just said was all ego talk. That's not what the course is about. It's not about impressing your buddies. If that's what you do, you're going to pop out of the space that we need you to be in. We have to completely get you out of it. All right, now let me read this off. So I wrote, internal silence is your power. Let me read it again. Internal silence is your power in dating, relationships, and life. This is why women are attracted to it. Yet you have no idea what that means. You are so worried about saying the right thing, doing the right thing, when the right thing is to show her your silence. When the right thing is to show her your silence and greater expanded awareness. See, her mating system has a nerve that curves off to the right brain. If you are not in your right brain, you will not trigger it. If you are not coming from that open space, which is what opens you up to the right brain, you will not trigger her mating system. Okay, now, a lot of guys will look at me like, well, you're lucky. There's something about you. And I'm like, well, you're better looking than me. You're taller than me. You're in better shape than me. You got more money than me. You got a nicer car than me. So what is it, buddy? He's like, I don't know. See, those are all external things. The number one thing her mating system is looking for is a man who is internal. Why? The right brain is literally called the internal processor. Now, if you study physics, math, and the brain, you're going to know the left brain is the outside, external brain. That brain values cars, money, gold, jewelry, diamonds, height, bank accounts, and all that stuff. But what triggers her mating system is the internal awareness. This is called internal power, and this is what gives you social power. And that is why her mating system is designed and wired to connect with a man who's internal, because he gains social power that way. You don't gain it by having money. You don't gain it by having a car. You guys are in this tit for tat little boy competition game. My rims are bigger. Well, my rims are bigger than yours. You guys do this external bullshit that doesn't work. Now, how do I know? I live at one point, the county I live in was the richest county in the United States. Right now it's ranked number 5. I am surrounded by rock stars and multimillionaires and billionaires and I live like it's a whole .com owners that live here. Carlos Santana, Sean Penn, the guitarist for Journey, Metallica. I mean, I could just go on and on and on. My goddaughter's school cost $15,000 a semester, and that didn't include lunch or books or anything. That was just tuition. She was going to school with some of the richest people in the world, some of the most powerful people in the world. She went to school with Sean Penn's daughter, with Carlos Santana's daughter. I walk on campus with my little Honda Del Sol, and everyone's staring at me, and some of the men are just pissed, and when they go, like, why are they so fucking angry with me? Like, what did I do? And she's grinning from ear to ear. I'm like, why is this so funny to you? You think it's funny that people treat me like shit? She goes, Michael, they're jealous of you. I'm like, of what? I go, they have these $100,000 Mercedes. They've got these big bank accounts. They're famous. And she goes, that's just it. They need that expensive car for their confidence. And she goes, they need that trophy wife. They're not in love with her. They need her to feel good about themselves. You don't have a beautiful, tall, blonde girlfriend. You're with me. You're in a Honda Del Sol. She goes, the minute you walk out onto campus, you own this place. I'm like, what do you mean? I act like arrogant? She goes, no, that's just it. You don't need to act anything. You're comfortable with yourself. You have what their $2 million home gives them. You have what their $100,000 car gives them. You don't need that stuff, and that's what makes you stand out. And that's what I teach you guys how to do. A lot of my clients are like, yeah, man, I'm making an investment, and I'm going to do this. I've had a client from the Midwest, and he really believed, well, I'm learning how to invest, and if when I make a certain amount of money, I'm going to buy a really nice home, and then I'm going to, and he really believed this stuff. And here we are 10 years later. He has the home. By the way, he built a successful business. He owns it. And he's just like, well, I don't understand. I'm like, I told you have to practice this stuff. You have to use this stuff. You keep thinking all that external stuff is going to make women fall in love with you. It doesn't. All right, so here it is. Internal awareness is internal power. So the other thing which is internal awareness, what internal awareness causes, is emotional grounding. These are the words that I was talking about. Even just using these words. Listen to how women use the word, I'm more grounded, or I'm emotionally grounded today. They love those words because when they're in that emotional space of being emotional grounded, it just feels really good. So the key to this video is what I call internal silence. In my brain, in my skull, and in my heart area, and also in my solar plexus and gut area, it's completely silent. What this causes is for her to begin to become quieter on the inside of her. See, people vibrate off of each other. If you're yapping, even if you're thinking in your brain, you're not even using your mouth, people can feel it. You can see it in your eyes. You can see it in your forehead squinting, like tightening up. When you calm down, they begin to calm down. And this is what opens her heart and allows her to connect with you emotionally. And once you do that, she's going to have sex with you. Here's why. When you are silent inside, not only your mind, but also your heart and your gut area, she begins to feel this silence and it calms her down. When a woman is heady, stuck up in her head thinking, it completely closes the door to her heart and it completely disconnects her from her mating system. If she's not connected to her emotional system, which is her right brain, she's not connected to her mating system. If she's thinking, that's what disconnects her. She doesn't like that feeling at all. So when I go out in public, I'm just silent inside. And a lot of my clients are like, well, you're not doing anything. I'm like, yeah, but watch. Boom, woman walks up, touches me, wants to talk to me, asks me my name. It's because it makes them feel good. It makes them feel calm and comfortable. What do pickup artists teach you? Talk fast. We've got a 5-second rule. If you walk in a room, you like a girl, you've got 5 seconds to approach her, otherwise don't do it. Abort. That's the wrong way. That's fast. Talking fast. And openers and lines. See, you guys think it's about the right thing to say. That's the left brain concept. That's a left brain process, which disconnects you from her mating system. You guys think it's what is the right thing to do? What is the right thing to say? What does she want to hear? You're completely in left field. You're not even in the freaking baseball diamond. You're not even in the room. The right question is, how do I make myself create certain emotions that she can feel from me? Because that's what her mating system's looking for. To feel emotions of openness, of emotional grounding, calm, energy, of silence. If you can truly become a silent being, women are going to be attracted to you. The next step, which we will not go over in this video, is to begin to speak literally from that open, silent space. Without going up in your forehead and talking like this. See, it's just like that. You go up there, boom, she disconnects. So it's not about what's the right thing to say or what's the right thing to do. It's how do you create emotions that feel good. So what I'm doing is I'm bringing my awareness inside my body, and then I expand that awareness so I can feel my gut, my belly, my heart, my chest. What I'm doing, listen closely, because this is a right brain process, which turns her on. I'm feeling and sensing my body. This is what turns a woman on. Because when you're in your forehead, you are completely disconnected from your radar system, which is your body. If you're not sensing what your body is sensing, you're not picking up on the signals that are all around you. This is what women call an oblivious male. Obliviousness to a woman is the worst thing you could have. It is the biggest turn off. You know how you keep hearing, women are talking about emotional intelligence? You start to think, intelligence. No, not thinking. It's not, in fact, they shouldn't use the word intelligence because your brain gets triggered and goes, let me think about that. No. They should be saying emotional feelings. Emotional intelligence is feeling your feelings. Emotional intelligence is emotional awareness. So when women are talking about emotional intelligence, they do not mean talking or thinking. They mean sensing with your 5 senses. The modern male has been completely disconnected from his right brain. This is why men and women are having so many problems. I'll give you an example. So I'll go to the mall with some guy, maybe a client I've worked with for a day or two or something. He's not really ready yet, but he sees a pretty girl and he likes her, and he's just, oh man, she's so hot. I go, we'll go talk to her, just say this to her and, do this. And he's like, well, I'm nervous, I'm scared. I'm like, where do you feel that? I'm like, well, I feel it in my gut, my solar plexus area. Why? I'm like, what do you think it's telling you? He goes, what are you talking about? What do you mean? What is it telling me? I was like, where do you feel it? He goes, well, I feel it in my gut. I go, okay, so what does it feel like? He goes, it's kind of fiery, it kind of burns, it's tight. I go, does that feel good? He goes, no, not at all. I was like, what do you think it's telling you? He's like, I don't know. See, this is what women are talking about when it comes to emotional intelligence. Men completely ignore the feelings your body is screaming at you. So he goes up to her, he approaches her, and she's kind of gives like a backlash and kind of a mean look, and she kind of pulls away, crosses her arms, and he's getting he's feeling worse and worse and worse, and finally she barks at him and just walks off. And I go, well, how well did that go? He goes, man, it didn't go well at all. God, I was so scared. I was so just like, I just wanted to get out of there. I was like, you what? He goes, what? I go, what did you just say? He goes, I just wanted to get out of there. I said, how did you feel when you first saw her? He goes, the same way. Maybe you should listen to it. But Mike, she's so hot. Only a desperate man doesn't listen to his gut, and women know this. All right, let me give you an example. So I started learning how to pick up on women, talk to women, open conversations. And when I learned this whole new way of... see, by the way, what I'm teaching you, I learned from a Buddhist monk. I didn't learn it from a pickup artist course or Tony Robbins or NLP or any of that stuff. Or a psychologist. All those dating relationship coaches, psychologists, they're teaching you rules. Step 1, step 2, step 3. This is all left brain. That shit doesn't work. So what happened is, okay, when you learn how to do this stuff, you become very comfortable with yourself. And so suddenly talking to women is easy. I'm telling you guys, when you take my course and you develop this stuff, even if we can just get you there for 1 hour, you're going to talk to women and not even realize you're doing it. And then afterwards, they're going to be like, well, how did you feel? I'm like, well, I feel comfortable. Why? I'm like, well, how'd you like that? I'm like, what are you talking about? And they're like, oh, wow, I just talked to 3 women in the last hour and I didn't even think about it. I go, exactly. It was the most normal, healthy, natural thing you ever did. And on top of it, you felt very comfortable. You felt very good. That's listening to your gut. So I remember I was at the Matrix, which is now called the White Rabbit. It's in San Francisco. And it's a really cool club, by the way. And I remember one night I was talking to this girl and my gut was just really tight. Something felt off and I thought, man, I can't do this anymore. And sure enough, she was a really uptight girl and she was I could kind of feel she was about to bark at me. And I said, you know what, I got to go back to my buddies. And the minute I did it, I felt relief. I just felt better and I thought, you know what, I'm done. I'm just done approaching women where I feel nervous and anxious. I go, I'm just not doing it anymore. I don't care because it sucks. And so the only women I would talk to were the ones I felt comfortable. So at first I thought, well, I guess I'm not going to get a pretty girl then because, it's stressful. And here's what turns out. Talking to pretty girls isn't stressful. Talking to mean, angry women where your body is saying, no, 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 not this one, not this one. That's stressful. Because I date prettier women now than I've ever dated in my life. And it's really comfortable. When my gut says no, not this one, fear, tightness, stress, I abort. I walk away. I only talk to women that I feel comfortable talking to. I am so glad I made that rule. I did in the beginning believe, well, I was only going to be able to talk to women that weren't that attractive or hot or whatever. It turns out there's a lot of attractive women that are good people. Or, you see, not only that, but sometimes a woman is not in the mood. She's on her period, or something bad happened, or she just got fired, or... And so what I realized is, like, you don't want to approach a woman when she's in that space. Now, a lot of times I'm just going, okay, my gut is not feeling good, so I'm not going to talk to her. And then sometimes I'll find out later on, like I'll bump into them later, like, oh, they're in a much better mood now. Wow. And they'd say, oh, yeah. And I said, hey, last time I saw you, they're like, oh, yeah, I was not in a good mood. That would not have been a good time to approach me. So over years and years of doing this, I've bumped into enough women who have said, oh, yeah, I did actually see you at the mall or whatever. And I was not in a good mood. I'm so glad you didn't approach me. If you're still with us, I'm going to give you a little gift, a freebie. So the pickup artist, it's all about rush, 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 fast, 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 which is very left brain. From point A to point B, point A to point B, hurry, hurry, hurry. When it comes to romance, love, sex, and meeting a woman, no, absolutely wrong. Don't do that. Stop completely. I mean, literally stop. Turn the car off, pull the emergency brake, and stop. But Mike, I must approach. No, stop. Even when you're talking to her, don't rush. Just completely stop. Easier said than done. I teach you how to do this in my course, Crack the Female Code. That's not even the freebie. I'm going to give you a freebie on top of that. So the pickup artist courses say you've got a 5-second rule. If you see a girl you like, you got to approach her. You got to do an opener. In my course, we say stop completely, take a couple deep breaths, relax, go into your internal awareness, which I'll teach you how to do in the course, expand yourself, your awareness, and then begin to sense her like a radar system. You're feeling her energy around her. Now you're going, what do you mean? That doesn't make sense. Because you're not in your right brain. When you're in your right brain, you're going to be just like a horse or an animal or a woman. You're going to sense people's emotions and feelings and vibrations. I'm talking scientific, physics, Western-minded, left logical-brained energy. Okay? I'm not talking about some mystical, magical bullshit. So here's the freebie coming up. What we're going to do is we're going to stop. The first thing you want to do, you want to notice her surroundings. You want to notice who's she with. What's the vibe like? Are they in a good mood? Are they in a bad mood? Does she have a husband with her? Does she have a child? Does she have a boyfriend? You want to sense these things. You want to notice first. And you want to give her space. You don't want to walk right up to her. Here's the reason why. Her unconscious mind, all of ours do, we sense people that are around us. So if somebody walks in the room, they're the brand new person, like, whoa, who's that dude? And their defenses go up. It allows her at least to kind of sense your vibrations on an unconscious level. Okay? So what we're doing is we're checking out the vibe. We want to match the vibe of the room, vibe of her, and I'll teach you how to do that in the course. It's an actual step-by-step process. And then what you do, you approach her when you feel like, okay, she doesn't have a husband, she's not married, or at least she's not with someone right now. She doesn't have, or there's no boyfriend in the room, and therefore, because you don't want to approach someone who has a boyfriend or a husband. Here's the other thing. Her mating system is going, wow, this guy has awareness. He's not just rushing in, blind. Women do not like blind. Her mating system does not like blind obliviousness. Having an open awareness, scanning the room, sensing the room. Okay? I still haven't even given you the real freebie yet. So what we're going to do, we're going to teach you how to sense the room, an actual physical way of doing this in my course, Crack the Female Code. So you're going to sense the room and you're going to walk up to her in that open way of sensing the room, okay? And then what you're going to say is, hey, you seem like you have a really good vibe, or you seem like you have really good energy, or whatever. You seem like or you could say you seem like you're in a really good mood. And then you say, I kind of sense that you're in a, kind of down to earth, grounded mood, and, seem like you're comfortable with yourself right now. Believe it or not, but when you can connect with a woman's emotions and feelings and then put them into words, even if they're remotely close, she's going to look at you and go, holy shit, because men don't do that. And her mating system is hardwired to be attracted to men who are sensing their vibe, the energy, because these are men that are in tune. This is what women call emotional intelligence. It's not thinking. It's awareness. These are the men that get ahead in life, and this is why her mating system is attracted to those men. Most men are so oblivious, stuck in their thinking, they don't even know it because that's all they know. So when women say, I'm looking for a man who's in tune, he doesn't even know what the hell that means. It means connecting to your five senses, which is your right brain. Your right brain is the five senses processor. So when you stop, pervade the room, take your time, sense the environment, whether it's good, someone who's in good mood, who's in a bad mood, who's going fast, who's going slow, and you get a sense of her vibe too, and you walk up and you say, hey, I'm kind of getting a sense that you're in a really good mood or a bad mood, you seem kind of tired today, or whatever. And when you are even remotely close, she's going to look and go, holy shit, a guy that actually noticed me. But Mike, what's the right thing to say? Should I tell her she looks pretty, that her hair looks pretty? That's male thinking. That's not sensing. The number one thing women want from a man is internal awareness. Are you noticing her emotions, her feelings, where she's at in the moment? Not her pretty shoes, not her expensive dress, not her haircut, not her freaking eyelashes. She wants you to notice her emotions because that's who she is on the inside. That's what a woman's looking for. Go to MikeKollin.com and buy my book, Crack the Female Code, right now and get started. Better yet, buy the ultimate package. That's it, guys. For more tips and ideas and thoughts and concepts, click subscribe, click the like button, go ahead and make a comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.